Welcome to Rider Club Radio, the podcast all about Kamen Rider. I'm your host, Jeff.
And I'm Liam.
And today we're going to be talking about Kamen Rider Drive episode, whatever the hell this episode is.
35, Jeff.
35.
Okay. So we need a quick recap, because if you're anything like me, you had no idea what was going on when you went into this episode because of the break. I went in, I was like, what the fuck is happening in this show again? What?
Yeah.
And then the first shot is the comedy relief pointing a gun at the main character in a hostage situation. I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that shit comes back quick, doesn't it?
It all came back pretty fast. So, it opens with Nira holding Tamari hostage in the SCU office, and they're like, oh my god, there's a hostage, the cops are outside, it's a big fucking debacle. And then it goes back in time and says, here's how this crap went down. Nira last episode escaped after helping Brain achieve his golden paint evolution, and everyone's wondering where the hell he is. So, Chase and Tamari, they stake out Yukari, who, if you don't remember, is the girl from the bank robbery 12 years ago, whose memories were not altered. So
no one remembers.
No. Well, there, I gave you the little update. So they're standing around Yukari, and they're stalking her in a totally not weird way. And then eventually Nira appears, and he's fused with Brain, and they have a big fight, and then Nira gets away, but not before grabbing and wounding Yukari on the arm with, like, some sort of tongue tentacle green thing. But whatever. Nira and Brain get together, they get their cop disguises on, if you remember those. They're still disguised as the cop, and nobody knows that Nira is guilty outside the main characters. So Nira and Brain get together, and they're like, let's trump up some charges against the SCU and say that they're all in bed with the Roidmudes. Drive is secretly, the reason he was fighting Freeze was because he wanted to be the leader, and there was like a power struggle, and Q was a Roidmude once, and we somehow had a camera there. I don't fucking know. That's the thing. They show footage from past episodes, like, in-universe as evidence, and I'm sitting there like, where did they get this footage from? Who was there with the camera?
They got the footage from Toei headquarters.
Oh, I guess yeah. It's the only explanation. They got it from the Toei cameraman that's on site.
This is a documentary, Liam. You didn't know that?
I guess, yeah. How could they get it on film if it didn't actually happen, I suppose? So, they outlaw the SCU. They get some cops down there, everybody gets arrested, but Tamari manages to shove past the police and escape. So Tamari's on the run. He's evading police through the city. He tracks down Nira, and Nira, fused with Brain, jumps into them and they fight. Drive and Nira get a big fucking fight. And then Chase shows up, and they just fucking fight. And then they split Nira up from Golden Brain, and Chase keeps fighting Brain, who kicks his ass, and Tamari chases down Nira, who leads him into the SCU.
Well, we get a moment there where Brain and Chase are fighting, and Chase is like, tell me about the ultimate evolutions, you asshole! And Brain's like, no, I fucking hate you, and also, you need to stay around for some plot-relevant reason, but I'm not going to tell you that.
He says, I'm going to kick your ass, but I'm not going to kill you because you have, like, a part to play in the promised number. Maybe they need 000 for something, but who knows? We don't get the details on that. So Tamari chases after Nira into the SCU. Meanwhile, Go is talking to his dad in the iPad, and Hart appears and says, I need that fucking iPad back, Go. And they start fighting, but we don't see the conclusion to that fight. So Nira lures Tamari into the SCU office, and he turns around and he's like, I got a fucking gun, and it's the gun that I used to kill your dad, and I'm going to use it to kill you, and then I'm going to wait until you have a son, and I'm going to kill him. I'm just going to fucking... I'm going hard with this, and there you have the hostage.
This is fucking reverse Belmont legacy, bitch.
So there you have the hostage situation at the beginning of the episode, and then the swerve is that it goes outside to all the cops, and they're like, oh, the suspect in the hostage situation is Tamari Shinnosuke. They think he's the one holding up Nira hostage, when really it's the other way around.
And it cuts back to Nira furiously masturbating at his own fucking plan.
Yeah. And that's the episode. So, Jeff, what did you think of episode 35?
Shit went off the rails.
Yep.
I thought shit went off the rails last episode, but they just kept it off the rails. That train is in the middle of a fucking town now, just plowing through it.
It's gonna be underwater by next episode.
Nira is a fucking pleasure to watch anytime he's on screen. He's a fucking cackling-ass evil villain now.
He's back.
And I love it.
I missed him, but he's back. There's the bit where he's chasing Tomari, and he's running away from Tomari, and he's leading him into the SCU office, and he's like, "Neener, neener, neener, kiss my ass, Tomari, you should eat poop, I hate you." And it's like, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to fucking see out of this guy.
My favorite moment with Nira in the entire episode is when he's doing the fucking, broadcast. He's doing his fucking, question and answer thing. And he's 100% serious, the man behind everything is Tamari Shinnosuke. Call me like that!
Yeah, he vomits the word Kamen Rider out. I love it.
Oh, I love him. Surprisingly, this episode, Brain is no longer shit upon. He is fucking taking shit into his own hands, and no one can stop him now. If you just dub over this whole episode with "Ain't Nothing Gonna Break My Stride" with Brain, it would be perfect.
He's finally gotten everything he wanted in life, which means he's going to die within the next few episodes.
We didn't talk about it, but there's a scene where Medic shows up and she's like, "Oh, Brain, you're so pathetic working with a human." And he's like, "Oh yeah, bitch, I'm gold now!" And he beats her fucking ass.
Yeah, he kicks her ass on the beach.
And she's laying in the sand looking at him all angry and envious of his power, and he leaps 20 feet through the fucking air to laugh in her face on the ground.
He's one step away from just sticking his tongue out and licking her tears out. And like, yes!
It is such a beautiful scene.
Villains.
And in a weird way, you've been pulling for Brain this whole time to get to give comeuppance to Medic, and he did it.
Yeah, he's a villain, but he's an underdog. And it's always nice to see the underdog get his, even if the underdog is a dickhole.
Oh yeah, he's awful.
The villains get a lot of good bits in this episode.
They do. Heart actually does something a little bit. It's pretty cool.
Heart starts doing something. We'll maybe see where that goes. Who knows?
The writers still kinda don't know what the fuck to do with Go.
Every time it
seems.
They don't know what to do with Bano, is what they really don't know what to do with.
That's true.
Bano hasn't done much yet.
Although, there was a moment where, Bano asks if Shinnosuke is Kamen Rider, the guy who's working with Krim Steinbeld.
Yeah.
And I think that shit's gonna come up in a big way soon. Bano's gonna be I didn't know I was helping him. Now I'm going to sabotage him.
Well, we've been saying that for a while. We're like, oh, what are they going to do with Bano? I hope they do something with Bano. And other than, Bano is the one who comes up with the idea to resurrect Tomari. I'm pretty sure that was the implication when Go takes out. Yeah. Other than that, they've done nothing with him. Go's keeping him a secret from everybody else, so he doesn't get to interact with anybody but Go. And it's mostly just Go trying to keep him away from the villains.
Yeah.
But
it's weird that, my favorite character has transitioned from Go to Chaser. Almost like the writers wanted that to happen. But Chaser is my favorite character, even though his sole purpose is to show up and at the end of a scene go, family, love, buddies,
just
friendship.
Just inklings of understanding. But the show's got enough going on that we don't need another plot thread, so I would almost say maybe we could have had the Bano thing happen later, but then you'd have to hold off.
We're running out of episodes.
Yeah, you'd have to hold off on the Go brainwashing plot then too, because that was the reason why he did it. I don't know, man. The Bano thing it could be handled better. Maybe I don't know.
You know what my secret hope is?
What?
That Bano is the key to the promise number. And that's why they want him back so badly.
I bet you're right, because he is the creator of the Roidmutes. If anybody knew anything about the promised number, it'd be him.
That's true. That's probably where they got the whole idea from.
We'll probably see some of that, hopefully soon.
Hopefully.
I guess we're going to resolve the whole Tomari's father's killer arc next episode.
Yeah, I think to begin with, perhaps, Nira's plan was to lure Shinnosuke in and then shoot him to death.
Mm-hmm.
And then be like, I struggled with him and got the gun and shot him. I'm the hero. But it seems like next episode his plan rapidly devolves in, I'm gonna have Shinnosuke murder me to show everybody that he's the villain.
I think his plan was to engineer a hostage situation and then have Tamari be arrested, maybe? Because he did tell everybody what was happening.
Yeah, but he also told Shinnosuke that he was going to fucking shoot him.
That's
he
true.
Turned around with that gun and he's like, I'm gonna shoot you with this.
Yeah, that's true. He was probably gonna fake a struggle. You're right.
Nira's fucking clever, man.
He's a very scheming villain.
Shinnosuke is not clever, because holy shit did he fall for that trap. Like, a trap that a 10-year-old would be like, maybe I'm being led somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't get in the van with candy that my father's killer is trying to get me to get into.
No, you don't understand, Jeff. Detectives don't have time to think things over.
They only have time to run after and fucking do karate chops.
Just fucking flip kick everything that gets in your way.
That's the Japanese detective way.
That's the Kamen Rider protagonist way.
I really enjoyed this episode because holy shit.
Yeah.
I thought the words holy shit quite a few times.
This was the first episode I would describe as fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you could
yeah.
say that about last episode, but this one is like, I don't think they're going to top it for a while.
It's like villains having a plan beyond beating up the main character is pretty awesome. I like to see more of that.
Yeah, it's a good thing to see. If I had to say any gripes about this episode, I would say the Bano thing that we've already been over.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when they first introduced the whole concept of humans fusing with Roidmudes and creating, like, super hybrid cars, I thought it would be really cool that if you could mix and match them and have details be slightly different, right?
Yeah, so then Brain fuses with Nira and the other Roidmute or whatever, and it looks exactly the fucking same.
Yeah, Nira fuses with a regular Roidmute and becomes like a hook monster, and then he fuses with Brain and he becomes the same hook monster. And it's that. Not only does it not make sense, I guess
the laziest shit.
I guess you gotta fucking. It's the budget. You can't make another suit for the two-parter. I get it.
No, they can't even make suits for the movies anymore.
You know what I would have really preferred and would have been cool is if Nira fused with Brain and it was just Brain. I wouldn't have even minded that. It would have made more sense.
Yeah, it really would have.
Like, you just have Brain with the plate on it. Just stick a Velcro a fucking number plate on the front of him.
You know, it's kind of strange to think about, but Brain plus Nira is less than Brain. Like, the Hook Monster is obviously weaker than Brain is.
Well, I think it's because Nira's dragging him down, maybe.
Yeah, like, Nira's a weak fucking unnecessary human now.
They become the median average power between the two of them.
Do you think Brain is going to, like, horribly fuck over Nira for his own enjoyment?
I think Nira's going down next episode for sure. As to how that happens?
According to the preview, he gets shot in the fucking head.
So obviously it's Tamari who's going to do him execution style. Gonna just blow his fucking brains out, splatter them all over the SCU office.
And then Shinnosuke goes to prison, and then the end of series.
Justice was done. The Roidmutes took over the world next month. But the killer of Tamari's father is dead.
And that's all that really mattered from the beginning, isn't it?
Yeah, that plot that's been going on since episode 1. Finally resolved.
I want to flash back to our own episode where we covered the episode where Nira first talks about Shinnosuke's father. That shit came out of fucking nowhere.
Way out of nowhere. Like I said, it was the writers going, oh god, we gotta have something for this story.
And we actually became invested in this shit. We were, like, discussing theories about what could have happened and shit. So way to go, Toei.
It was a desperate
move. Pulled
move.
one out of your ass.
Yeah, it was a desperate move, but it was a welcome desperate move. It was a gambit that paid off. Congratulations.
And now we're actually maybe at the end of that arc. Hopefully Nira doesn't get plugged in the head, and then they're like, but I wasn't the one who killed your father.
With his dying breath, like, you fell for it again. Blah.
It was actually the real 001.
Ugh, no. Don't give him ideas. It says,
we know that John Toei is a big fan of this podcast.
It says at the end of the episode that Shinnosuke's father, that whole arc, will finally be resolved. Like, they're giving us a promise, like, we swear it's over. So, there's that.
Yeah, hopefully so.
I'm glad they didn't drag it on much longer after 001 died. Just wrap it up next episode and move on. You got Bano. You got something going on. You got enough.
That's true. You know what's weird to think about, and I don't tend to think about it while I'm watching the show, and it's hard to kind of put two and two together on it. The Roidmudes are like robots. They're androids.
Yep.
But they don't fucking act like it, or look like it, or have anything to do with it.
They look like
they're
robots.
They don't look like robots.
They look like robots.
They look like regular-ass Rubberman kaiju.
Well, what do you expect?
With shit all over
What do you
them.
expect from Kamen Rider? To get, like, fucking Iron Man suits?
You bet your ass.
Oh, just a...
Hey, Iron Man's suit is like 99% CGI. They could put a gray filter over that shit. Save some budget.
Just have it obscured by mist wherever it goes. Here's the mist suit.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe that's just a hang-up I have or something.
Like, I get it. They don't look great. They don't look very robot-y, I understand. But, like, expecting something to look... Like, making an organic-looking rubber suit is easy, I think. Because rubber is, like, flexible material. But making a rubber suit that looks metallic and, like, jointy is really hard because rubber is a flexible material, so, like...
Well, there have been some really good Roidmudes to look, like, really robotic and stuff. Like, I don't think Heart, Brain, Medic, any of the big-name Roidmudes, they don't look robotic at all to me.
No, not really.
But think about the electricity guy who had the big, like, sparking glove things. He looked super robotic. He was really cool. And, like, the shitty photography monster, he looked robotic.
That guy was cool, though.
I thought his suit was kind of lame.
I liked it. I like when they take weird things and do cool stuff with it, like a camera or like a fucking didgeridoo monster or something. Like, it's easy to make a monster
You need to watch Super 1.
It's easy to make a monster out of a chainsaw or something, but make a monster out of, like, a paintbrush. Do that shit.
Make a monster out of a vaulting box.
Fucking Sun Vulcan.
We talk about that too much. So yeah, I really love this episode. There were a few gripes, of course, like the Bano thing.
Yeah.
I would really like to see that go somewhere, and I feel like the plot is too jam-packed right now for it.
I'm sure
so we're
will.
just getting little teasers of it. Yeah, it'll come together. So it's not a big problem. So I think I gave the last episode an A.
Yeah.
God, we need to stop rating things. A+. I give it an A+.
A- from me.
You piece of shit.
You keep giving
always
shit.
have to do lower than me.
You give the highest grade. This isn't a highest grade episode.
I didn't
it's
give
a
it
very
an
good...
S.
Oh, so we're doing S?
That was the same shit that happened last episode. You're
No,
not
it's-
watching the last episode, friends.
I've totally forgotten everything that's happened on this podcast.
Well, yeah, I guess the last episode does not include the Kabuto spoiler cast. That was a special edition.
Yeah, that was a DVD present. I thought our highest rank was going to be K for Kamen Rider.
You fucking shit. Alright, so we've covered...
It was good.
The episode. It was good. Nira's fucking great. Actually, there's another great moment with Captain Haganji.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're on the roof there again, and he gives him another cool speech, and he says your friends are there to get you out of a pinchy, and, Shinnosuke learns the meaning of friendship, and his heart grows 3 sizes that day.
Yeah, Haganji's getting good. It's nice that...
he hasn't acted like a huge fucking goofball in a while. I kind of miss that a little bit, I gotta say. But it's great to see him being so serious and such a cool character. But dear God, did you see that height difference when they were standing close to each other?
All I could think, there's that shot where Shinnosuke turns around and he's facing away from the edge of the roof and he's looking down at Haganji, and all you could think is, fuck, Tamari's a goddamn colossus. Like, the guy is huge.
At least compared to Haganji, dude's like a fucking mini-me. He's the tiniest police captain who's ever lived.
He's like a fucking mountain standing in front of him. It's crazy.
There is a moment there that I wanted to point out where Shinnosuke's like, oh, you knew my father, did you? I didn't know that. I'm like, where were you the last fucking 20 episodes? Where he continually mentions shit about your father and shows photographs with him.
Shinnosuke, the 2-week break, he forgot a lot of stuff.
Yeah. He was getting all those fucking golf scores. Had to memorize those.
It's nice that there's one non-writer character who still does stuff even if it's just motivational speeches. Like, what did Q
there's a
do
moment
this
where
episode?
There's a moment where the screen goes back to Q, and I'm like, oh god, I forgot how ugly he was. Jesus.
Kiriko, I don't even think Kiriko had a line this episode. Did she even speak?
She did. She did speak. She mostly just said other characters' names.
Yeah,
though.
Lieutenant Oda did nothing. They're just fucking still with this. Do something.
They're there
with them.
to. Alright, let's move on before you drop it another fucking letter.
D-.
grade. God damn!
That's the same complaint I always have with New Drive episodes. What? Do something with the non-riders, please. They're there for a reason.
That's true, but non-rider characters exist to fucking pad out the scenes between people being in suits these days.
Yeah, I guess. I just want to have a side plot with them. Like, you remember the one where Rina is lonely and she goes to the marriage thing that's run by a Roidmude?
Yeah.
I miss stuff like that, even if it was just a little inconsequential, shitty two-parter. Like, having people get involved. Do something like that. Like, I don't know, have Rina get involved in the main plot. Have Lieutenant Oda get involved in the main plot.
It couldn't hurt.
Couldn't hurt.
For a little bit of perspective, Liam is watching Kamen Rider Kuga right now.
So this is
AKA non-rider characters do shit, the series.
Yeah, this is doubly apparent to me now that I'm neck-deep in Kuga, where that uses its characters so well. Yeah. Kuga's great.
That gives you some perspective there. Yeah, we'll have to do like a Kuga spoiler cast at some point.
I want to talk about Kuga I want to talk about Kuga as much as possible. That show's great.
Oh yeah, Kuga's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I'm devouring it.
Stop listening to this podcast and go watch Kuga.
Yeah, fuck off.
Alright, let's do some news.
Yeah, we got news this week. We got details about the movie, Surprise Future.
Yeah.
Did you see Type Special, Jeff?
Yeah, I did see Type Special, aka Yellow Type Next.
Yeah, well, it's made with the same... Like, did you saw the Type Next shift car, right? Where it's, like, double-sided? You flip it upside down?
One side's all blue and black and the other side's all yellow and shit.
Yeah, that's what that is. Except Tamari uses it. Or Shinnosuke, rather, uses it instead of his son.
Yeah, you can't say Tamari this time.
Yeah, it's too confusing. Shinnosuke, I guess, gets his hands on it. And he just uses it, and that's probably the form that he uses to beat Dark Drive, I would assume.
Like, the Yellow Type Next isn't what bugs me about it, it's the fact that his chest piece is still, like, Blue Type Next. They didn't color...
Wait, is it really?
Yeah, at least in the scan I saw, they didn't color it a different color.
Look at this right now, I don't remember that. Holy shit, you're right. The chest piece and the gloves and the boots are blue.
Yeah.
It's just the undersuit that's yellow. What the fuck, man?
This is, like, the Kamen Rider Drive curse. Every time, like, something's announced, we're like, oh, that might look cool, and it's just the fucking suit with another suit on top of it.
Wow, I still like the look of it, but now it's not as,
it's tainted.
It's not as all together as Dark Drive that keeps the blue and black color scheme. Now it's like, it's a blue and black color scheme, but here's some fucking yellow, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I like Dark Drive. I think it's a cool suit.
Yeah, me too.
Really? I thought I remember you saying you didn't like it very much.
I don't like the crotch region of it. It looks like it's really low and weird.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Tron coloration, though. The helmet is okay. I like that it's not a repaint. It's an actual legit helmet.
Liam is a connoisseur of crotches. The crotch has to be just right.
It's the center of the design. It's important. All dick jokes aside. You can't have Kamen Riders look like they're fucking low-riding.
Why?
It looks weird. It looks weird. Like, when was the last time you looked at a picture of Type Wild? Type Wild is fucking low-riding. It looks
it's just his belt
weird.
is so fucking high, and there's nothing, like, in the middle at all. There's no, like, big cod piece to balance
it's a big
it
silver mass dick. I don't like it.
You heard it here first, people. Liam does not enjoy big silver masses of dicks.
I'll take them gold only, please. I have very high standards about this.
Only the highest class of dongs.
We also see, moving away from penises, we also see the Proto-Trideron. Did you see that, Jeff?
No, I didn't fucking see that. Let me see that shit if you got it.
Here, all the scans are here on this page, which will be in the blog post, so you'll be able to see all the new movie designs that got released this week. It's It's the Trideron exactly how you would picture it being driven by Protodrive. It's got the purple and black and white. It's got no spoiler. It's like the Trideron, but stripped down and all black.
Ah, so that's going to be in the movie?
Yeah, looks like it.
Huh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice design, actually. Like, the Trideron is a pretty cool-looking car, but, like, strip it down, make it simpler, it looks pretty cool still. I think it looks a little cooler, actually. It's slick.
The best thing about the Trideron is it just looks like a giant fucking toy car, but it's a real car.
It's every kid's dream. It's like a Hot Wheels grown up to full size.
Yeah, I gotta say, the Proto-Trideron actually looks way cooler than the regular Trideron to me.
Right?
It just looks sleek as fuck. But I like Proto-Drive's design and aesthetic a lot anyway. He's like a Robo-Drive.
Yeah, it's...
Which is cool.
It's a cool suit, or it's a cool car, I mean. Speaking of cars, apparently Dark Drive is going to use a big fucking crane in the movie as one of his vehicles.
I don't think that's going to be like a toy that's released or anything. It's just a regular fucking crane.
It looks like a blazing red crane, and it's got weird arms on it. That might be a toy, man.
It's true. If kids will fucking buy it, it'll be a toy. They'll release the dirt that they're fighting on as a playset, I bet.
Yeah, it's figure art for $100. What else is there? Roid Mute.
We aren't going to get to see this movie for like 8 years, but when it comes out, I'll be pretty excited to see it.
We can only speculate. Roid Mute 108 is going to be in the movie as well.
That's true.
And
that's the one I was talking about, I believe.
No. Roidmute 108, there was a Roidmute in there that was spiky, but Roidmute 108, I believe, the only scan we have of him is him, and he's like, he's a generic Roidmute, but he's got a bunch of like cables and wires sticking out of him into the ground.
Oh, yeah.
He's like in suspended animation, almost, it looks like. And I'm praying to God that it's just something they're going to reveal to be used in the show later, and not that this is what 108 is going to be, and he's going to be a movie monster. Really, really hoping that's not the case.
Maybe being a movie monster has a little bit more importance put on it this time around. Like, maybe, I don't know, there's no chance that it's going to be, if he's only in the movie, it's going to be important and purposeful. It's not going to happen.
Because, like, at the end of, which Kamen Rider? One of the Gaim movies, I think it was Wizard X Gaim. At the end of Wizard X Gaim, that awful fucking movie, there's a bit at the very end where you get a peek at the Genesis driver. And that's it.
Yeah.
You just see fucking Ryoma hands a Genesis driver to Melon Man Takatora, and then the movie ends, and that's it. I'm hoping it's something like that, where it's just like you get a peek at it at the end. But this is in the show. Watch out for this in the show. I'm praying.
I'm hoping for that as well.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Takatora Melon Man, huh?
Takatora the Melon Man.
Takatora is Japanese for Melon Man?
Yes,
I believe.
Yeah. That was Oza's first form, Melon Man.
Hawk Tiger.
Speaking of Gaim, speaking of Ryoma, we got a toy reveal for... I usually don't do toy reveals, but this is plot relevant. There's a toy reveal for Gaim Gaiden 2 that teases a lemon lock seed. Not lemon energy, just lemon. Just
a Sengoku driver style.
Yeah, and it's got a faceplate. It's got a faceplate for Duke, so he's going to use a Sengoku driver in the movie. That's kind of cool.
I feel like a lot of the movie is going to be like pre-Gaim happening at all, like way flashbacking to the before days.
Yeah.
So you'll get to see him like experimenting on the Sengoku driver, and he wouldn't be able to have an energy lock seed at that point, so we're going regular-ass lemon.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to that design. What do you think? If the lock seed is a repaint of the Kiwi lock seed, I'm praying the actual arms form is it a repaint of Kiwi arms? Probably won't be. Probably won't be.
I couldn't see how that would happen.
Yeah, but what do you think it's going to look like?
I am thinking that it's probably going to be a repaint of some sort, though.
You think? I don't know. Dragon Fruit wasn't a repaint?
No, Dragon Fruit wasn't, but Dragon Fruit was like... I don't know. I feel like they could get away with that. Because it's a prototype kind of thing before he gets his actual form.
Actually, yeah. The new Lockseed that was shown off in Gaim Gaiden 1, the watermelon one, the like prototype watermelon one, that was just a repaint of melon arms, so you might be right. Might just be a repaint.
I hate to say that, but they're kind of making a big deal out of this, so it seems like it would be a little counterintuitive to be like, hey, look at this fucking lemon lock seat, it's gonna be in the movie, please be excited, and then it turns out to be a repaint.
Well, I don't know, man, they gotta hype up the toys no matter what they are, right?
That's true.
We'll have to wait.
And it might be that they're putting so much effort into hyping it up because it's not really gonna be anything.
What would it be a repaint of, though? It couldn't be Lemon Energy.
No.
Orange?
See, I'm not sure.
Could it be orange? They're both citrus fruits.
They're real big into reusing the fucking orange suit, anyway. So
That's true. Did you ever see Moldy Gaim?
No, what?
This is an actual official thing. It happened in a stage show back when Gaim was on. There was a stage show where Gaim's lock seat got moldy, and when he tries to use it, he becomes Moldy Gaim, and it's orange arms, but it's repainted to be all like gray and have like patches of mold on it.
Ugh. What the fuck? Stage shows are so weird.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just do fucking anything to entertain children for 2 hours.
That's
what
the
fuck
draw.
ever.
That's the appeal.
Appeal.
Just fucking blow my brains out. Just like Nero. Just shoot me.
Shoot my fucking brains all over the SCU.
Kamen Rider Ghost. We will have news about Kamen Rider Ghost apparently either next month or the month after.
I think it's next month.
Well, yeah, next month there might be scans, and then the month after I think we're going to have a press conference or something. It's coming.
There was we retweeted a leaked photo of Kamen Rider Ghost that, we immediately started making fun of because it's just Kamen Rider Meteor, but really blurry and far away. So expect a lot of fucking faked Kamen Rider Ghost images over the next little while.
Nice try. I had a dream that Kamen Rider Ghost's helmet was like a Rocky. It looked like a rock. Looked like a carved out rock. So you heard it here first.
What does that have to do with ghosts?
I don't know, man, but I predicted the series, so maybe I can predict the helmet. It's gonna look like a rock.
Predict a cooler helmet.
It's gonna look like it's gonna be a rock motif.
You heard it here first. Kamen Rider Ghost isn't gonna make any fucking sense whatsoever. You could trace it back to Liam.
Look out for it. I'm 1 for 1 on predictions so far. Let's see where this goes.
Please be excited.
Lastly, but not leastly, I usually don't like to look up plot details for the show in advance, but this one was too funny to ignore. Apparently, Chaser is going to be getting his driver's license in a future episode of Drive. He's going to, there's scans of him holding up his license and giving a little thumbs up, and there's a scan of him in the driver's seat of a car taking his test.
He's got to graduate from unlicensed motorcycle driving.
He could have gotten pulled over. I hope it starts with him getting pulled over or something. Like, hang on, sir, excuse me.
Wouldn't it be super great if, he was just talking about something and Kiriko was like, wait a second, you don't have your license, do you? And he's like, no, I don't. And they're like, you knew? Why didn't you tell us? And he's like, because no one asked.
Why didn't you tell us? Because I'm a fucking robot. I don't need a license. This seems
I'm programmed to drive.
This seems like a Hyper Battle video. Does this seem like a Hyper Battle video to you?
Yeah, it does.
What the heck is this? I mean, I'm not mad. It's gonna be just like in Dragon Ball Z, when Goku and Piccolo get their driver's licenses.
I really hope he gets to wear the Hawaiian shirt and backwards hat.
I'm not mad, I'm just confused.
I'm sure it probably is a Hyper Battle video kind of thing.
You think so?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Wait, Drive already got...
We don't actually get those.
Drive already got an HBV. It was type high speed.
That's true. We actually got that one, too.
Yeah. It was a good one.
Oh, man, that suit. I'm not getting into that again.
Pretty sure this is going to be in-show. I look forward to it. It's going to be funny.
I'm excited for it. Anything that'll focus more on my husbando chase.
Yeah, Jeff's fucking robot justice robot chase.
My robot justice robot, huh?
That's his new name.
I'm behind that.
John Toei called me, so that was Chase's production name. I'm on the inside.
Hey, you're on the inside of shit.
Oh.
Why don't we do some emails?
Yeah, emails.
We got some cool emails this time around.
Yeah.
We got one from Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Kamen Rider superfan Matt. He says, "Hey Jeff and Liam, how are you enjoying the Kamen Rider Golf special? We didn't even fucking know it was American golf."
We joked about Japanese golf, and I put up the episode, and one of the first things people said was like, "It's the fucking U.S. Open. It's not Japanese golf." And I was like, "Oh, I'll just pin it on Jeff." Mea culpa.
My question is, what would you want to see from a Kamen Rider video game, and possibly who would you want to develop it? One idea my friends were talking about was a Kamen Rider racing game, like GP. What about you, Liam?
Now, we've talked about video games before, and
Yes,
I said
sir.
I wanted a DMC clone, but thinking about this, I want a Kamen Rider fighting game that's fucking functional and, like, has some depth in it. I've been playing quite a bit of Super Climax Heroes. Have you played that?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the PSP and the Wii or something. I've been playing the PSP version. And it's fun, and it's cool, but, like, it's so brain-numbing. Like, there's no combos or inputs or anything. It's mostly just mashing the buttons. I want a Kamen Rider game, like a fighting game. It doesn't even have to have that robust of a cast. But I want one that's actually got, like, something legit. Like Marvel vs. Capcom or something where you can, like, combo stuff and there's a high skill ceiling. I want something like that. I'd love that. I would get into the community for that real good.
Yeah, I would
Nice
too.
and balanced.
I would actually be real behind that, especially if I could play as Rider 1.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
That would be
I would
great.
be all on board that. People would be like, man, I'm playing as fucking Wizard, I'm playing as Kiva, I'm the new hotness, and I'll be like, well, now you're gonna get your ass beat by a man in bell bottoms.
What about you, Jeff?
Well, we actually talked about this once before in one of the earliest episodes, now that I'm thinking about it. You brought up your Kamen Rider Dynasty Warriors clone, even though there are like
No,
a
I
dozen
said
of them.
DMC clone, not Dynasty Warrior. I already.
Oh yeah,
there's already
DMC
two.
clone, because that's actually what we agreed on before,
Yeah.
because I actually would fucking love a Devil May Cry
Because
clone.
that is the perfect idea for a Kamen Rider game, like a
Absolutely.
beat 'em up like that.
Just like, or something like God Hand
Yeah,
as
oh
well.
yeah.
Like, it's fucking made for that, man.
Tons of moves, nice and tough.
Especially, like,
Totally
the tons of moves part. You could have so much fun. Like, of course, we always think of, like, Rider Punch, Rider Kick, and everything. But look at a list of all the moves that Rider 1 can do. That shit is insane.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Imagine being able to do all that.
Or even like more realistically, one with Drive as the protagonist.
Yeah.
He's got plenty going on.
Oh, yeah. The form changes, you could do special moves in and shit. It would be so cool.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
Like, whoever the newest rider is, I don't give a shit. I want to play that.
Yeah, as long as it's fun.
Yeah.
A Kamen Rider.
Get, like, a really good developer behind it or something. Like, I'm sure a million people would say, like, Platinum Games would be able to
Yeah, I was just
handle
gonna
it.
say Platinum Games.
Yeah, like, that's probably who I would give it to,
That's
honestly.
their jam.
Yeah. God, that would be so fun.
A Kamen Rider racing game would be really sweet too.
Yeah, that's true. I think, like, a kart racing game for anything is hilarious. Just take, like, a really serious idea and make, like, a Mario Kart game out of it.
I'm still waiting on Kart Souls.
Oh, fuck yeah. There's a ton of fan art for, like, Dark Souls, Demon Souls as a kart racer, and ever since I saw the first one, I was like, ha ha ha, that's so fucking stupid. Holy shit, I want to play that.
Yeah, you have the tracks all made for you. You have Sen's Fortress and the Demon Ruins and all that shit. It's all there.
Man, I want it. Like, think about, like, have you played Demon Souls?
Yes.
Yeah, think about, like, a Nexus track where you go up and down those fucking stairs.
Yeah, like a big verticality.
Yeah, that would be so awesome.
Or one where you gotta dodge the Dragon God. Remember the Dragon
Alright, we're
God?
getting off topic.
Okay.
But yeah, like an actual racing game. Like, think about like a Road Rash style racing
yeah.
game with Kamen Riders.
I could get behind that.
That would be the ballinest. Yeah, slap Kamen Rider on a good game and I'll buy it.
Please. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that. There's a couple okay Kamen Rider games. Like, Super
There's
Climax
nothing
Heroes,
spectacular.
Rider Generation, yeah, but there's nothing like... It doesn't have like a definitive, like, oh, that's the game, other than maybe the Super Nintendo beat 'em up.
That game is fun,
That game is
hard as
immaculate.
fuck.
Really, yeah, almost I couldn't get past the first level, I'm a big casual loser. But oh my god, it's
You
great.
have to have 2 players to get beyond the
Pretty-
second or third level.
Yeah, pretty much. That game's hard as nails.
We actually have discussed, like, doing, like, a playthrough of that and, like, recording it or something, but now everybody's doing that.
I've got another idea.
So probably not.
I've got another idea, don't worry.
Actually, people on the Tumblr sent messages in asking us to do, like, a riff tracks for one of the movies.
Really? A riff tracks?
And... yeah, like, I put forth that idea because I was like, who the fuck would want to listen to that? And it got quite a few notes, actually. So that might be something in the future. Like, send in what movie you would like to hear us fucking make fun of mercilessly.
Yeah, we may do that.
And we might do that at some point.
Alright. Next email, we got one from Christian. And Christian says, "Hey guys, just wanted to say I love the podcast. I recently caught up with Drive and then proceeded to watch all the episodes of your podcast in one day just because you guys are so hilarious. My question for you guys is, if Kamen Rider wasn't such a big part of your lives, would anything be different? Are there people in your lives you would never have met? Would your wallets have more money? Keep up the great work, you guys." Jeff, what do you think?
My life would be bleak, hollow, and meaningless. I would be wandering aimlessly throughout the world, searching for anything to make life worthwhile.
That's a bit sad.
I don't know, because without it, I just would have gotten to something else equally as ridiculous. Like, I'd be heavy into Ultraman or Super Sentai or something.
Let's say for the sake of having a meaningful question, no toku.
I guess I would just be even more into, like, video games and comics and shit.
Yeah, that's a reasonable answer.
There are people that I would never have met. I don't guess I'm, like, really all that close with anybody that I have met since becoming, like, a big Toku person or whatever, because I force my friends into enjoying it.
Yeah, you got me into it.
Yeah, like, every single one of my friends has some sort of involvement in Toku now, because I just fucking force feed them.
So if you had never discovered it, then none of us would have ever discovered it, probably.
No, that's true.
That's a ripple effect, man.
It's that butterfly effect, man. Ashton Kutcher, he knew his shit. What about you?
I thought about this. This was a deep one. I got this question like 6 days ago, and I've not stopped thinking about it since. I'm racking my brain for like a turning point in my life that involved Kamen Rider, and I'm coming up with a blank.
You would certainly have a lot more fucking money on your hands.
Yes. Would your wallets have more money? Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially me. I've spent a huge amount of money. I've bought a ton of toys for myself, and also my girlfriend, who doesn't even really watch much Kamen Rider, but she's like,
they're fucking fun.
They're fun. Yeah, she'll see a toy and be like, I want that. I want a Zector. I want a Loxy. Give me one of those Ryuki things. I'm like, well, okay, maybe.
You fucking foist them on her. Don't even pretend.
You're
like,
not.
Hey, you like Loxys, right? I get you all the Loxys you want. They're great.
Maybe if I buy her enough, she'll watch it.
And she did.
Well, she watched Gaim. That's something. But, like, would my life be super different? I don't think so. Like Jeff, I probably would be a lot more into, like, I don't know, fucking video games or something. I would get big into anime or...
The fucking disgust in your voice when you said
video games. Fuck video games. I don't know. My life would be pretty much the same. I thankfully, I haven't met any friends through Kamen Rider, so I'd still... Thankfully. I mean, thankfully for the example, because I would still have all my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we went to, like, conventions or something, maybe we would meet more Kamen Rider fans there, but we don't really go anywhere or do anything related to Kamen Rider. We just talk about it online. That's why we have this fucking podcast, because we have no one else to talk to about it.
Well, yeah, because if you're an English Kamen Rider fan, you're an English-speaking Kamen Rider fan. I mean, you're a minority within a minority already. Like,
absolutely.
It's tough to find a community, that is online. But you guys are here, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, we appreciate every ear that listens to this, so if you have 2 ears, we double appreciate you.
Make sure you use both headphones. We get twice the views that way.
That's how the fucking Blogspot figures out how many views you have. Through ears.
Alright.
We would have a lot more money, is the answer to that question.
That's the certain thing I can say for sure. I would have a lot more money lying around. This one was a special email that you wanted to handle, Jeff, so go right ahead.
We received an email from Kamen Rider Chaser himself.
Your husbando.
My husbando sent a message in that says, "So, Liam and Jeff, I will ask you the same question that I have asked from the towers of V to the lows of YouTube. Would you like to fully tune my Chase Cobra? And before you worry about me being gentle, don't worry. This smooth-ass chain-wearing pimp will return the favor in kind. Ask Go. Heart Chaser."
Your response?
Come on, man. You know that we would break your body.
Jeff Soji, funniest man in the world. I almost said your last name there, be thankful.
Holy fuck, the world would have known what would take them 3 whole clicks through related names to find out.
Chaser, Jeff might not be receptive, but me behind the SCU 10 minutes. Just as soon as I'm done recording this podcast.
10 minutes? Jesus. God.
I'll take him if you want.
Go for it, man. If you want to hook up with somebody claiming to be Kamen Rider Chaser on the internet, in English.
If you squint.
Go ahead.
If you squint real hard, he looks like him. We have another email. We have another email from Takeshi Hongo again, Kamen Rider. He says, I've been a...
Big fan. Big fan.
I've been on a bit of a rider kick lately, pun intended. Fuck you, you're not allowed to send in letters anymore after this one. And in the past week, I've finished Blade as well as 1/3 of Kabuto. I already know what you think about Kabuto, but have either of you seen Blade, and if so, what did you think about it? Secondly, have you ever seen an Ultraman show before? If you haven't, I'd recommend starting on Max if you're interested. Jeff, what do you think about Blade? I haven't seen any of it. You've seen a little bit.
I watched 4 episodes of Blade, and then I turned it off, and that's all you really need to know about what I think about it.
All I know about Blade is when you and another guy we know were complaining about it. You were having a little complaint session together, and one of the other guy's biggest complaints is that there was a character whose sole personality trait was that he liked to drink milk. Do you know who he's talking about?
I don't remember.
You didn't get that
It's
far?
been I should probably give Blade another chance.
I think
honestly,
Blade looks...
because it's been like 7 years since I even tried to watch it. Blade came during a period of time when Kamen Rider was mostly characterized by people having misunderstandings and then hating each other's guts and fighting.
You betcha.
And I don't particularly enjoy that trope. So
I think Blade looks cool as fuck. I love those suits, man. They're slick.
Those suits are pretty fucking cool. And from what I hear, it's actually a pretty good series, but there are people who say Kiva is a pretty good series, so...
The best person you can trust in matters of taste is yourself.
I'll have to give it another try, honestly, but my list to watch is fucking 20 miles long at this point.
Yeah, Blade's on my list, actually. I quite want to see it. I want to see for myself, because I've heard... very good things and very bad things about Blade. I think it looks cool. I'll definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, maybe we'll watch it together.
Maybe, as a couple. Jeff, have you ever seen Ultraman?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I like Ultraman a lot. I grew up watching horribly dubbed episodes of the original Ultraman and Ultraman Tiga on the Sci-Fi Channel. And then when I grew up into an adult man-child, I watched Ultraman Mebius for about a quarter of the series or so, and life got in the way and I didn't get to finish it. I'm going to go back to that at some point. And I also watched Ultraman The Next, which is the lead-in to a series. But it stands alone. It's it's kind of like Kamen Rider The First and the Next, except not a steaming pile of shit.
Okay, that's a good.
It's a pretty good movie. And it has really decent special effects and everything.
Really decent. These special effects are super okay.
Fucking 10 out of 50. They're real good. Yeah, I like Ultraman. And I've meant to get more into the series and haven't really had a chance to. So, Max actually looks pretty good. I've seen some preview stuff of it and everything. But I never really watched it. So maybe that's what I'll do at some point when I'm done with my Kamen Rider to-do list.
So never. 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Podcast episode 1000, we'll start talking about Ultraman.
What about you?
My relationship with Ultraman is weird. When I was in kindergarten, I knew a kid. He was this Japanese kid, and he had an Ultraman backpack, and he wore an Ultraman t-shirt, like, every second day. And I was like, what the fuck is that? What is Ultraman? It looks cool. And then, eventually, I forgot about it, and I never watched any Ultraman. And that's my Ultraman story.
That was the coolest fucking kid in your grade.
I should have made friends with him, but the time has passed now. I wonder if he's still into Toku. Probably not.
I feel like if you would just go searching for this guy, what a great story that would make, wouldn't it?
I knew you...
Like, I need to find this guy I was in 3rd grade with to find out about fucking Ultraman.
You were the Ultraman kid. I was the fucking loser kid.
He'd be like, nothing changed, did it?
Oh. No bodies
He
pulled from
burns
the
you,
wreckage.
and he's just a fucking imaginary man. He burns you.
No, I've never seen Ultraman. I can't say I'm terribly interested in starting it, but maybe someday. It's on the table.
Ultraman suffers from, like, a lot of the protagonists look almost exactly alike to me. Their differences come in their, like,
I see
their
Jeff
head
as a
shapes are
fucking
slight.
racist.
I'm racist against people from Ultraman's home planet of whatever the fuck. Ultra, probably.
Ultraland.
The differences come in the head shape and, like, the designs on the suit, but they're all... Most of them. There are some that aren't, but most of them are red and gray.
I like Ultraman
Silver.
suits.
Yeah, they look great, but telling them apart is, man, I am an ultra racist.
All these Ultramen look the same. All these Ultramen stealing our jobs.
We can't grow 20 stories tall. How are we going to compete in this job market?
I like that it's like, with Kamen Rider you get a new design philosophy every season. With Ultraman it's like, let's go with the same design philosophy, but a new design. Which is it's a cool avenue to take. It's like watching...
It is cool, and they do look cool, but I have a tough time telling them apart from season to season sometimes. And that's sort of an archaic problem. It's an outdated problem now, because each new Ultraman looks entirely different now.
Yeah.
Like, there's a new Ultraman coming out this year, Ultraman X. Maybe we'll start with that one, because that actually looks pretty cool, too.
If it gets subbed, yeah.
Everything gets subbed, man.
I don't know, you'd be surprised. Some shit doesn't get subbed.
That's true. Like, I think I've mentioned this on the series before. There's a series called Kyodai Ken Bycrosser.
Yeah, Byclosser, yeah.
Fuck you! You do that on purpose!
I know how to trigger Jeff really easily. You just say Byclosser and he loses it.
Yeah. That's my fucking trigger word. Bycrosser... Bycrosser is fucking awesome, and it'll never be subbed ever.
Yeah, it's a shame. I'm personally waiting on Juko B-Fighter.
That's a dream. That's like a dream of both of ours. If you could start a subgroup, sub Juko B-Fighter.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Actually, fuck that. Sub Space Sheriff Gavon.
No.
That's what I want.
Do Super One.
Yeah, actually,
Fill out
we're a Kamen Rider podcast.
Before we move on.
Do some more Kamen Rider stuff.
It's my dream to someday have like a fully start to finish, have Kamen Rider fully translated. That's my pipe dream.
That would be awesome.
Any fan, no fan would be denied. No English speaking fan would be denied Kamen Rider.
What a beautiful fucking world that you're painting for us now with the brush of your imagination.
I'm a visionary.
I wish I lived in that world.
Don't we all?
But seriously, sub Space Sheriff Gavon.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have this week.
We have Twitter. That's at Rider Club Radio. Please follow us on Twitter, because for some reason, none of our fans follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, we get like somewhere around 200, 250 people like listening to our podcast every time.
We get a couple hundred every week. Follow us on Twitter. We know you're listening. Follow us on Twitter. God damn you people.
I can't blame them in some way, because what the fuck are we even going to talk about on Twitter that's interesting?
Kamen Rider.
It's just jokes.
If you want to...
jokes.
If you ever wanted like a Kamen Rider joke book to tell to all your Rider friends, follow us on Twitter.
God, what a terrible fucking advertisement for our Twitter. We actually repost a lot of news and shit on there as well.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah. Send us an email. That's riderclubradio@gmail.com. We love getting emails. You are like a third of the content on our show.
Yeah, absolutely. If it wasn't for the mailbag portion, these shows would be a fucking half hour long.
But they're also fun, right? They give you a lot of food for thought.
Yeah, I love getting emails. Absolutely, it's my favorite part of this whole thing.
They blindside you with questions that you would never expect to pose yourself, and they get you thinking a lot about shit. It's good to have.
Yeah, like that one question got you thinking of all fucking week about your life and where it's going.
I changed my career path thanks to that question. It was life-altering.
Well, we'll see you in the ER, Dr. Liam.
Oh, God.
Well, more corpses.
Let's get out of here before I get arrested or something.
See you guys.
See ya.